Welcome, everyone, to SSN 24/7, another episode of SSN on Base, softball edition, right here on the Spartan Sports Network. I'm Rob Bennett. We are going to look back at the Michigan State softball team that was, and look ahead going into the future for the program. And who better to have than my two lovely guests today, Spartan Network's our own softball analyst for the past 2 seasons now, former MSU softball player, Allie Grant. Allie, welcome back. You came back for some more.
I did. Thanks for having me.
And I am thrilled we are joined by head coach of the Spartan softball program for the past 22 seasons, Coach Jackie Joseph. Coach, thank you so much. I know it's a busy time for you, and we appreciate you coming in today.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm super excited about this.
Coach, I want to talk to you about the tremendous senior presence you had on this team this year. Alyssa McBride, Stephanie Sanders, Ellie Stouffer, Mackenzie Frymuth, and what they have meant to the program.
Well, I think that, in any year you really, really hope and wish that your seniors will, be able to have one of their best years. In the past, my experience has been that seniors can go one of two ways. Mm-hmm. They're either 1 foot out the door and already worried about resumes and interviewing and internships and jobs and their life, or they typically have the best year of their career. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes the pressure on them can be, a detriment. In this year's class, it just worked out that really all 4 of them had a really nice year, and I was super happy for them. They're all academic kids as well, but they just were able to find that balance of being able to be not so overly concerned with their future that it affects their present. So it worked out well for them, and I was really happy for that. And
Allie, this class really special to you because these are some of the players that you played with when you were playing with, so that's got to be pretty, just closer maybe to some other the younger players on the team, and how great was it to see them and to have a couple of wins and have a win on senior day to end the season. That must have been huge.
I was really happy for their win on senior day, and like you said, they are closer to me because I did play with them. 3 of them were freshmen my senior year, and then luckily I got to play with Steph for 2 seasons. So yeah, they are a little bit closer to my heart than all the other ones. I mean, they all are really special, but having been played with them, I know them a lot closer than I know the other girls, so it is a little bit different.
And guys, for Allie, she kind of had to come in. You had some injuries this year. We've talked about that quite a bit, but she came in and she did a heck of a job. It was kind of a sudden thing that happened. Explain what happened and how Ellie responded in a big way.
We're talking about Ellie Stouffer, the catcher.
Yes.
Well, Ellie had been a catcher/utility player for her career, and we anticipated Ellie to probably play outfield this year. And but then our returning catcher didn't quite recover from her shoulder surgery, but more significantly, she had suffered a high ankle sprain at the beginning of spring break, which, those of you that are familiar with high ankle sprains, those are much, much longer recovery period than just a simple ankle sprain. So, and because of the compression of our season, where, early on you're only playing in the weekends when it's more like the winter portion, if you will, of our season. But then later on in the year where you have literally a game every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it just got to be the point where it wasn't going to be worth it for her to come back and burn a year of eligibility. So when Besson decided that it was best that we redshirt her, then it really sent Ellie more into, no, you're it. You've got to do it. And so she, like she has her whole career, just, put her head down and put all her energy for it, worked very hard back at the position and ended up doing a great job. The other injury, I'm not sure if you were referring to, but losing Mackenzie Frymuth at first base, forcing us to play Stephanie Sanders, who was a senior who had never played there. That was my next
question. That was
that was a much, much bigger deal. But there again, when you have kids like Ellie and Stephanie Sanders who are so incredibly loyal and have an approach of they're willing to do anything for the program at any time. Stephanie Sanders just stepped right in and filled in at first base. There were a couple of plays, I would say, that were like plays that Mac would make. But for the most part, Stephanie did a great job. And he wouldn't have really noticed that much of a difference on defense. So those are two examples of, you're always one play away from needing to get in. And so it was also validation to the point that we constantly make to the players is, be ready. Be ready to go in at any time. You never know when your opportunity is going to come. Certainly in the fall, we plan to be too deep at every position.
Mm-hmm.
In that particular case, because Sarah Gutnick had suffered a concussion, Sarah Gutnick was the 2 at first base. So now we were to the 3, which is not very typical. So it got to be a little bit of a mash unit there at the end, but they were able to do it.
And Allie, we talked about in the last podcast, we talked about the senior leadership and what it means when a team is winning. But you see the senior leadership and how it goes even when a team isn't doing so well. And this team had some bumps in the road, to say the least. But again, the senior leadership by Standers and by Stouffer and the rest of them, McBride and Frymuth, really put this team forward and the team finished out strong this year.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's easy to do the right things and all the things when life's easy. But when you're having a season like you're having, it's a lot harder to keep the team as one unit and to keep them on the right path and making the right decisions. So, and you have to give credit to the seniors, to the coaches for coaching the seniors the way they did. And, it's not an easy thing. So I was just happy that the seniors could keep their heads on straight enough to help the rest of the team. Because even moving forward, the freshmen are just so influenceable and they had such a great season that it's only going to get better from here.